All right, guys. Hello. My name's Albert.
Hi.
I'm the voice of Emmy is what most of you will know me from, but also Kip. I'm also the guy who co-write is a very strong word, but I did help co-write season one. And I'm here with I don't know if you guys have heard of him. His name's Jake, aka Daikaiju Legends. Uh,
Thanks for having me.
he's a backstager here on our channel. No, but really, today we are filming. Filming, I guess is the wrong word for it. We're going to be watching episode one together because if you guys know, there's a Zone Fighter Secrets video that we made, which I don't know how many of you guys have watched it, but it's basically it talks a lot about like secret stuff and Easter eggs that went on in season two, and we were thinking like. First off, that's like, we can't really do that with season one as well because there's not a whole lot of like Easter egg material. There's a lot of inside jokes, which would just be better if we were explaining it to you while we were watching it. And then I was like, hey, we should just do a commentary track since we were the two that were involved in season one, And yeah,
Yeah.
I'll let Jake take it away since this is his this is his channel.
I mean, yeah, that's basically what we're doing. Like, yeah, Albert and I, with the exception of Long the Ninja, who voiced a character, but he just voiced the
Shout out
character
Long.
basically. Yeah. A big shout out to him for voicing two, around three or four characters. Anyway, yeah. So we were the only two involved, creatively speaking, I guess. So this will be a fun little watch together, looking back at these old episodes. We'll have some laughs along the way and share some fun secrets and details,
Yeah.
probably.
If you watched the stream that we last did, we watched the first two episodes there.
Like
We're,
a
we're
test
not, we're,
run.
yeah, we're still going to watch them again, so don't worry, this is episode one you're on now. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So the first episode
Let's
of
get
Zone
started.
Fighter came out 3 years ago. Alright, let's start her up. And there we go. So you start with a beautiful shot of a city
Oh
here.
yeah.
Just beautiful. I'm assuming you're gonna have the audio mix so that they can hear us over
Oh yeah.
this. So like that's, good red smoke there.
Yeah, it's a great stock effect that I found, and I'm like, oh yeah, I can use that for Zaragus because he has red smoke that comes out and stuff.
And here's the first intro, which part of this episode was filmed using, not filmed, edited using Sony Vegas, and the other part wasn't. Wasn't the intro in Sony Vegas though?
The original intro was, but like after the intro, the first like 5 or 6 shots that we see are going to be in Sony Vegas. But some of this is still Sony Vegas. Like all these titles are Sony Vegas, and you can tell because they look like doo doo. But yeah, and yeah, and for those of you who don't know, the first major teaser for Zone Fighter was this intro, but we had the original crappy custom Zone Fighter figure.
So before Jake had the actual Zone Fighter, he had a custom painted. What Ultraman is it?
It was an Ultraman Gaia that was
Yeah.
like stripped of its chest plate and then quote unquote painted to look like Zone Fighter.
We'll edit in a picture of it in post here. So one thing I'd like to point out when I watch this, see if we can catch it. So a couple things on this intro card. First off, if you look at the eye, that is horribly off center. He did that by hand. And second off,
Yeah, this is not like before I knew how to do like proper outlines in Photoshop and Vegas and stuff because I'm dumb. So this is all like done in Photoshop, just like with the polygonal selection tool.
and if you look at the Earth here, it looks like it's spinning towards you. But if I remember correctly, it's spinning like counterclockwise, and like just in a circle. And you added some effects to it, because remember it was like a 2D image of Earth. We didn't have the 3D scrolling Earth yet.
Well, that
That's
comes
later.
later.
Yeah.
That was that's like in episode 5. This is
Yeah.
literally just like one of those like stock green screen effects on YouTube, which is why it looks compressed to all hell.
Yeah. All right, back to this. Also, is this video in 720p? Is this when you had your new internet? I think it is. Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Revelations. The most generic name. How
Yeah,
many movies
what
have-
revelations occur? Oh yeah,
There's
check out
a
this
bunch.
reflection. Like because that's how reflections work.
Totally, totally. I've always liked Sargass's design. He has that chocolate egg on his chest.
Yeah, all
And
these
here
shots here
comes
you can
Kip.
see are in Sony Vegas.
Here comes Kip. And that's Takeshi.
There he is.
There's Kip.
And if you guys couldn't tell, that's a Star Wars vehicle right there. That's
Yes,
the A-wing.
that is that's an A-wing that. Hold on, let me get a good shot of it in motion here. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for.
Oh, there's our
Kip.
main man. So I remember early in production, Kip was just gonna be like, he was literally just like the exposition god, who's like, this is the kaiju, this is what it does, and then eventually we developed him into
A character.
yeah.
So I'd say the main thing with Kip, Red, is that it's noticeable and no one ever commented on it, but his voice changes from episode to episode. Because the first episode we filmed this like months before we did the voices months ago, but like before this came out. It's important to note we were both like what? Like we were still going through puberty at this time. So my voice also changed, which didn't help anything. But like his voice in episode 1 compared to like episode 2, and then I think even in episode 3 it changes again. Completely different, like pitch is a little bit higher, I think. It's like the phone guy in Five Nights at Goji's, if you guys remember that. It's kind of the same kind of thing, which is just funny.
You could see a little bit of a secret. I'll just say this right now. Every shot that has me in it, you know, like with the green screen, I'm on my knees.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, my legs
There's
didn't
a-
reach all the way up to the top of the green screen.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get the camera far back enough.
There's a good shot of the A-Wing there, which is, you know, again, it's a Gmod A-Wing that's on a green screen in Gmod. So, like, all the motion shots, like, where he does the roll and stuff, that's
yeah, which
Gmod.
we'll start seeing next episode, like some actual...
Oh, here we go! Here we go, I get to explain this again. Right.
Alright.
So, as you guys know, or not as you guys know, you guys don't care, but I only voiced Kip for most of season 1. I also voiced 7, right?
Ultra 7.
Yeah, I voiced Ultra 7, and he was fun. But besides that, I only voiced Kip. I was supposed to voice the alien here,
The Aliens era, yeah.
and he was like, I want an evil voice. And I was like, okay. So I went very over the top like this. The Giga Battlenizer belongs to me. You know, that kind of thing. And he was like, that's a little too over the top. But I want you to listen to Jake's voice here. and tell me, you know, what do you think? Yep. Yep. He did the exact same thing. And then grilled me for it. There's Long, by the way. He plays Takeshi. I know I already said that, but...
Yeah. Hey, look at that monster that didn't appear in the show, Natsu no Mario in the background. So also, of like, as a side note, this was like made before the Cult of Ray Blood in season 2 was like ever even conceived. So I don't know, like, who knows how Zerub and Guts got the big Giga Battlenizer, but you know, plot.
The only thing at, like, the 3rd episode I would say we had planned for season 2 was that they were eventually going to go back to Meteor Base, and we knew that Meteor would fall apart.
Pretty much.
That was all we knew. Spoilers if you haven't seen season 1, but you shouldn't be watching this if you haven't.
Unless you want to see a couple of goofs who worked on it riff on it, because it's pretty funny.
It's pretty funny. I'd want to do this for like Kong's Awakening, but Kong's Awakening's like one thing.
It could still be done.
So here's a plot hole, right? You know, this dude can just send whoever he wants back. He could theoretically send every single monster at once. There is nothing stopping him.
Oh yeah.
There's nothing stopping him from sending every single monster and just overwhelming Earth. Instead, he just keeps sending back the same monster. Also, did you guys see, you see Godzilla in there?
Me neither.
Did I see Godzilla in there?
He's
Hold
not
on.
in there.
You're lying to me. Hold on. Let me get a still image here. They lied to me. Who's that back there with the big teeth?
That's Gomez, but that's I mean, he was made from a Godzilla suit, but that's not Godzilla.
That's Godzilla. That's another thing you'll learn from watching this. A lot of the advice I give has nothing to do with anything kaiju related, because I know nothing about kaiju. Frankly, I shouldn't be working on this channel, but you know.
Here, I will say this too. Just on the note about the monster army and why Bat doesn't like send them all at once. I think the original plan was we were going to basically have Bat's reasoning for not sending them like all at once be like oh, if I send them all at once, it'll alert like every Ultraman in the galaxy, and then they'll all go to Earth, so I can't do shit then, or something like that was gonna be the reason. But obviously it's never explained. I mean, it's plausible, I guess, but it's just a dumb plot hole.
Yeah, no, it's the same as like Lord of the Rings has a big plot hole, right? Like every masterpiece. Here's the Land of Light.
With a extremely compressed JPEG and stills that are just taken straight from Ultra Galaxy Legends. No shame.
I gotta be honest though, the Land of Light does look like super cool. Like I'd want to live there, you know. The green tint might get a little annoying. You know.
That's my dream though. It's a endless green screen.
It'd be hard, yeah. It'd be hard to film anything there.
Oh yeah, the Ultra Coliseum.
Yeah, that's Coliseum spelt wrong, by the way. I edit that in post, but here's a Zone Fighter.
And here's the first instance where you can tell Zone Fighter's literally just me with my voice pitched down a tad.
Here's the Ultra Dad.
Oh, I never wanted a son like this.
Hey, you're adopted. Get out of here.
It's basically what happens.
I like how, right, so like, Ultra Father's like, you need to get better at being an Ultraman. Instead of us training you, we're just gonna throw you into the fire. Like, you want to hear my theory about it. Ultra Father hates Zone. He wanted him to die on Earth. That's why he sent him there. You're a disappointment, Hiccup.
You'll never be anything.
You're never gonna join the Dragon Clan. That's a stream joke. Shout out to all the people that watch streams, by the way.
Oh yeah. It really hurts just watching this scene now. I'm like, oh man, he has so much headroom, and this breaks the 180 rule. Like, just as a film production student now,
yeah.
I'd be ashamed if any of my professors saw this. But hey, everyone starts from somewhere.
Yeah, no, we have gotten a lot better. Oh, there he goes.
He's off. Very slowly. Oh, there's Mother of Ultra, just, you know, comforting him.
Ultra Mommy. Why does she look so ridiculous? Like, some of the Ultraman designs are really cool. Ultra Father's cool. Seven's cool. You know, Taro. They're all cool. But then you got, like, that girl. Looks like a rock. I like how Zone just flies past the monster graveyard.
Yeah. He could have stopped him there the whole time. It's like just outside the Land of Light, so that is another plot hole that the Ultramen just don't go there and stop Alien Bat themselves. But again, that could be like they're testing Zone and they know that he's there and want him to stop him or something.
And then they send backup in the form of Ultra 7.
Yeah.
Here's Zaragas. I was so bad. I'm not much better now. Like, I wish there was like, at the end of the filming for season 2, we're just gonna have to take like a ton of footage of me getting into character as Emmy and like how long it takes, and then just compress it all together and put it on the internet for your entertainment.
Voice, yeah, Kip's voice was, I mean, literally just like a higher pitched Albert talking robotically.
It's just me talking like this, you know, and then there's like After Effects and stuff.
Monster sighted in Sector 2.
And I got better as this went along, but you know, it's still like listening back to yourself. Even like the Kip I did in episode 5, which I don't know how many of you noticed that. Kip's in episode 5 for like a split second.
Yeah, like 2 lines, I think, where he's literally like, hey, there's monsters.
And yeah. And I'm talking, it's season 2 is what I was talking about. In season 2, he's there when Emmy goes into jump work.
Yep.
Unidentifiable target sighted 15 kilometers from the atmosphere.
What?
What?
Unknown entity is releasing heavy amounts of gamma rays.
It's the Hulk. Oh man, that's
and
like
here
a
he
key
comes.
blast.
Yep. That is a.
This was supposed to
There's
be like
lots of stock
super-
green screen effects early on.
Super epic. Look at this. It's supposed to be like, oh crap.
It's oh my god! It's that character that we already revealed.
M78 origin.
This should have been like the second scene.
Yeah.
What the?
He's got a thigh gap.
You gotta love him. Yep.
This is crusty JPEG of Zone.
Zone Fighter. And here you're gonna hear the first of many uses of Pokemon battle themes in this series.
I remember you using Megalovania during a trailer, and I was like, "Do not use that in the show."
Oh, it's in an episode too. Remember?
Oh, come on!
Episode 6. We'll get there.
Oh, we're getting through all of them, baby.
Yep.
This is. You guys want another unboxing, or you want this? This is what you get.
This guy isn't even experienced. He's making a fool of himself out there.
I like how Takeshi, who's sitting in a plane,
He's just
he's
sitting there
never
watching
been an
this whole
Ultraman.
thing.
He's just like, hey, he's a phony.
Oh, and look at that! Look at that
What do you-
gore.
That's so like. You thought that was edgy, didn't you?
I think I did. I'm like, oh, he blows his eye out. Yeah.
Sir, the Ultraman appears to be running out of energy. Already?
I love the glare on Stenz's glasses that we have all the time. On those
Those
Harry
are,
Potter, those are literally Harry Potter
glasses.
Coke bottle glasses.
Which we wrote off in season 2.
Yeah, we kind of retconned them like, he always wore normal
and
glasses.
In his first appearance, he doesn't even have glasses. You
Well,
know?
yeah, I mean, eye problems develop over time.
I had eye problems starting when I was like 9. You know?
Listen, maybe he got some dust in them, and he just wears glasses now.
From the Kong robot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And killed 7 million people. The Superman problem.
Zaragas.
Zaragas.
He did it.
It's Zaragas, Albert.
Well, what do you know? Sten's being the diner guy from episode 2 of Star Wars.
He doesn't like it. I don't like
This-
you either.
Well, so Alien Bat sending back the same monster was like literally a thing that hit me as I was writing this series, where I'm like, all right, Alien Bat's gonna have the Battlenizer, and he's gonna have all these monsters with him. But then I'm like, oh yeah, wouldn't the ghosts just be sent back to the monster graveyard after they're killed again? So I was like, I have to write myself out of this one.
There's the kayfabe color timer
Yep.
returning again.
The Ultraman's gone. Looks like he ran out of energy.
Takeshi, keep distracting Zargas. Stop it from continuing its path to
Look how many times he's blinking.
That way we can stop this thing from reappearing.
Listen, my eyelashes are too heavy.
Alright, Kip. Tell me what happens when a monster is killed.
When a monster is terminated,
Kip.
Shouldn't, besides the fact that Kip is exposition here, shouldn't Sens know this? Doesn't he?
Just, like-
Isn't he the head of monster hunting program?
Right, and like he's worked with monsters and giant robots like his entire life, basically. Like that's all he's known. So like, but he's also asking this like Kip, what happens when a human dies, Kip?
Yeah, no, he's like, tell me about the Ravage Fjord.
resting place for all monsters.
Something must be reviving.
Also, that Team Meteor logo.
What do you have on reviving monsters?
Standing fire.
Also, oh yeah. Right before we talk about that, you love how Stens taps his headset like once in
Once,
this
yep,
conversation,
once.
just to talk to Kip.
Descent. These capsules can hold a specific amount of monsters, which can be called into battle at any time.
Yeah, that Team Meteor logo.
The king of
First off, it's
Battle
conveniently shaped like the thing on Zone Fighter's belt,
rarely seen, it contains the
but it's also horribly asymmetrical because it was made by hand in Photoshop.
Something must have gotten hold of that big Battlenizer. Kip, can you just get in the monster graveyard for any sign of life.
So they know of the monster graveyard, but he's like, how do they die, Kip?
Entity unknown.
Got a records on it at all? You find out where it came from?
Like the random shelves with nothing on it.
Subject.
Yeah.
It's like the Acme base in Looney Tunes back in action.
Possible alien origins.
How are we supposed to fight something that can just keep reviving itself? We don't have a way to get to space into the monster graveyard until Project Henshin.
Project Henshin. First
Oh.
mention.
Sketchy, how are you holding up out there?
I've managed to keep Zarga's focus on me for a while, but Meteor 2 is almost out of fuel. I need to get back as soon as possible.
Meteor 2 is almost out of fuel.
What fuel? Gasoline? Just fill her up.
Figure out a way
Get back out there.
Copy that.
Copy that.
I like how the A-Wing can float.
Yeah.
Here's Simba.
Remember who you are. Yeah, this was the first scene that I made inside of After Effects, like, ever.
Here's
There's- This scene in Zone Fighter.
Empire State Building with a rubber. Oh, I f***ed up. I f***ed up.
That's episode 6.
That's episode
But
6.
but this
Wait
is
for
equally as embarrassing because it's literally just Ultraman Ginga's transformation item, like a year after that series came out, and I'm just like, I'll use it. It's whatever. Count how many times I spike the lens in this entire scene.
Look at
I'll
the
have, like,
branch
I'm gonna
back
have
there
a-
with the random white. Is it snowing out?
yeah, or is it just a badly cropped PNG?
M78 entity detected once again in Sector 2.
Spectre 2.
Sector
Spectre
2.
2. We should just name this. Two grown men shit on something they created when they were kids.
3 years ago.
Kids.
Oh, look at the force behind that kick.
Gantum. Okutaratini. I don't know any Japanese.
Oh yeah, back when Zone Fighter's fighting style was gonna be like a boxer or something. That
Yeah.
abandoned pretty quick.
Meteor Man lifted. Or the ascent of Meteor's
Well,
He
you
then
also-
says Meteor Band lifted, like in Ultraman Mebius.
Didn't use much stop motion back then as well.
Yeah, that doesn't start until like episode 4.
Is the eye drag in this episode? Yeah, it is. I remember now. Here's the gas that he uses.
Yeah, the subduction gas or whatever it's called, like that gets used in the first and second episode, and that's it.
Yeah.
And right now it just looks like he's blowing like a fart cloud
Yeah.
into his face.
Like he's got that fart cannon that like they
Yeah.
sold his kids.
Yeah,
Snake
but I
cannon.
I remember I was super proud of like the half drooped eyelid that I did on Zargas. I'm like, oh look at that, like, I'm so advanced.
And then here's his lightsaber.
Yeah. There could be this was my like half-ass way of being like, oh yeah, he's got to capture the monsters instead because otherwise they just go back to Alien Bat.
Basically Danny Phantom thermostat.
Yeah, I guess so.
Kid, status.
No trace of target found.
What exactly happened out there?
The Ultraman fired
Kip, scan for what happened out there.
Zarga's patrol into
Literally could. There's no reason for Takeshi. Kip, launch the nukes. Remember, this isn't like MPP. This is government funded.
Yeah.
So they have probably access to like a ultimate kaiju prevention program. Also, is it ever explained that KIP stands for yeah, it is episode 2
Yeah,
when the alarm goes off.
yeah. And I think it says on the monitor too, the Kaiju Identification Program. Oh, look at me as tall as the streetlights.
Emmy's is a little more complex. I don't even remember it.
Well, we went through a ton for Emmy because we're like, we want it to be a name. I mean, we're not even there yet, Albert. Oh God, this scene.
Oh, here we go. This is the first of many interactions with two men who secretly love each other because they're the same person. Okay, so first off, let's talk about the ridiculousness of this scene. Captain Sten's meteor base in the one shot it's shown from the outside is in the middle of nowhere, right?
He just walks back to the city.
Yeah, he walks back to the city. Some random person's like, "You're the leader of a secret organization."
Which
And
how
then-
did Zone Fighter know about Team Meteor?
And then-
he was
yeah.
doing his research after he like got defeated the first time, I guess.
And then Koichi here is like, hey, can I join? Instead, not knowing that the government would be very mad with him if he just picked some random dude, could be homeless, off the street to be a member of their top secret organization, is like, come back tomorrow. Also, the
Just
Empire
because-
State Building in the background is half
Yeah.
keyed out.
He literally is like, come by tomorrow, just because the loon says
that
like, oh, look at that handshake. Yeah, oh, look at that, spike the lens. Yeah, literally just because this lunatic off the street is like, hey, I might know about the zone fighter. He's like, okay, fine.
I mean, he doesn't even know what he means by zone fighter.
Listen, I just met you, and Team Meteor is a high-ranking...
Hey, I've just met you, and this is crazy.
But come by tomorrow.
But come by our headquarters tomorrow, and we'll discuss this then. It's terrible.
Okay, so he turned.
Finally, I
turned-
just. Oh yeah, he
He
turned.
turned the corner. Hold on. Watch this. Watch this.
You, listen,
There's the Empire State Building.
Meteor's a high-ranking...
And then
He's
he
he's
turns
also
the
still
corner,
wearing his wired headset outside of
Oh.
the base.
And then he walks past him on the same street. Watch.
You sure?
Watch this.
Quite a bit of information on that Ultron back there.
You can hear him counting in his head.
Of course.
There's another one.
Tomorrow, we'll discuss this then.
There's another one.
And that's it. That's episode 1 of season 1 of Zone Fighter.
Yep. That's the most beautiful thing we've ever created.
It was the start of an era, I'd say.
An era where people asked us to put Godzilla.
Yep.
Alright guys, thank you for watching episode 1 of the commentary track. We hope you like it, because we're filming more, even if you don't, and we're going to flood the channel with them.
For at least 10 weeks in 2019 now, you're going to be getting these commentary videos.
we'll probably have a couple in 2018.
Probably
yeah.
not.
Enjoy. Listen here. Won't take that long to edit. Anyway, we'll see you guys later. See you next episode.
Bye.
Now episode 2.
I would like to give a special thank you to Patreon supporters Liquid Pestar, GWRzilla, Jimmy Moore, Jeff King, Johnny Sacco, Ultriob, Jaws Infinity, and a very special thank you to Justice. If you would like to learn how you too can support this channel directly and get your name shouted out at the end of every video, as well as some other awesome rewards, be sure to visit patreon.com/DaikaijuLegends.